All right, so this is part 2 of our nature journal, nature lesson. We were doing special studies on Faber's insects, and we read and narrated that part, and now Lillian is doing a nature journal. Sometimes we just go outside and do nature journaling, but we live in Minnesota, and it's very cold right now with lots of snow, so sometimes it's nice to just have our nature journal go along with whatever science we're reading. And so she read about this insect that it's called the psyche, or the bagworm moth. And so we will just pull up images on the computer so that we can see what the insect looks like in real life. And this caterpillar covers itself in little sticks for camouflage. And so when my kids are little, we mostly just do brush drawing, but as they get older and they've become a little better at sketching, I let them sketch with pencil and then they paint. Lillian, you want to describe what you just painted there? Or drew, and what you're going to paint?
I painted the psyche bug, or drew it. So I just did the outline.
Put it down, I think it's visible.
No, I did the outline of the sticks, and then right now I'm mixing the color for the sticks.
And with our nature journals, the paper isn't watercolor paper. Do you want to describe what it's more like?
Can you get me a paper towel?
Yeah. Why do we need a paper towel? Can you tell them?
Because otherwise, you need a paper towel, because otherwise with your watercolor, your paper will warp if it gets too wet. But this is pretty heavy duty paper, so it is good for nature journals, because it's a nature journal, obviously. But
so I was gonna say it's mixed media paper, so it would be really expensive to buy watercolor journals, and it's just kind of wasteful. So we buy mixed media journals at Hobby Lobby usually. And we like the spiral bound because they lay flat and you don't have to hold them open, and they last for quite a long time, and they're hardcover so they hold up, or some of them are plastic covered. And like Lillian said, you want to use the dry brush sort of method to paint. You dab your brush off on the paper towel so that your paper doesn't get warped and soggy, and you can paint. And you've learned like brush strokes and things from brush drawing lessons, but when you're doing things like this with tiny little sticks, your brush is kind of big too, isn't it, for that tiny detail? Sometimes to do little details like this, you need a tinier brush. That's a round brush that's like a size 8. Is that an 8? Does it have an 8 on it?
No.
It doesn't have a number. It looks like an 8 to me. 4 would maybe be a better size. You can hardly see the caterpillar.
Just like the very
just his like head, but his head is even kind of covered in little sticks. It looks like her head if it's a female. I think they all cover in sticks till the males hatch out as moths, though. Mm-hmm. And you learned that the male is a moth and mates with a female that's still a caterpillar, which is weird. Normally they mate as both moths. So that's actually what the caterpillar looks like. It walks around with sticks on its back. And so what other things would you normally put on your nature journal entry? Some of the things you
could do some facts about it.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to
or the John Muir laws?
Oh yeah, what are those things we do?
I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you put Poetry?
It's like it reminds me of a tennis, what do you call it? A badminton or whatever.
Oh yeah, it is the shape of a badminton birdie.
Or, well, at least the picture I'm looking at. Well, they all kind of look like that because, like, the heads stick out. And then it looks like that's, like, the red part
Of the ball of the badminton birdie.
Yeah, and then, like, the sticks are the...
And they flare out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a V shape. And then we usually put the date, the weather sometimes. Sometimes you look up a poem about an animal. What else would you put in your nature journal? Do you want to just flip back and show a different page? Because you've done other things.
Once I'm done.
Okay.
That's good. Good enough. Okay.
Are you going to write anything about this today?
Yeah. Can you put this back?
Where's this one go?
Just the green caddy. So it is 15 degrees out.
It says we're going to have a winter storm, and it feels like -2.
15 degrees today.
It's, you like to write what the sky is like, too. What is the sky like?
6:25. I don't know. Don't open that, Sunny.
Oh, sunny and blue. Praise God.
Shut that. Sunny. And then poem.
We live in a modern age, folks, so she is searching on her Google. Oh, an ode to the psyche. But psyche is also...
No, but this is it.
Maybe. A psyche has like a Greek, probably mythological thing too.
Oh, whatever. I'll just like...
You don't have to do a poem. You could write something you learned about
I
it.
notice. I do eyeballs for that one. I notice. I wonder. I usually do like, what do I do? Just do a cup. I don't know.
So it reminds you?
It reminds.
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you just flip back and show a couple other pages, and then we'll end the video and you can finish. And sometimes if we have real things, you measure them, or you count petals.
Badminton. What is it called?
Badminton birdie.
Badminton or bat?
Oh, probably badminton. I don't actually know.
And then,
Actually,
do like my
flat,
first
maybe
one.
You can just flip it. Yeah, well, that's a good
this
one.
one's not a very good one.
Oh, it's okay. You still have. Oh, you did that, but you have. She taped a real petal and then she color matched it.
Okay. I don't like this one.
That's all right. It's pretty.
Okay, so I just did a daisy, and then sometimes I just find a random nature poem. This one's called Strange. I never see the cricket, but I hear it at night. I never see the firefly, but I see its glowing light. Then we have an avocado tree, so I did a leaf. Oh, okay. And then I did a tomato. And then I wrote about it, and I found a poem. And then I found this leaf on a nature hike, and like the darker lines are the bug paths. And then, yeah. And then this is a hydrangea. No. Okay, now this is a ground cherry I did. This one is the one with the cover, and this is just the bare one. And then I found one And then here is a leaf bug my mom found at the garden that I did. And then we looked at like salts and peppers under microscope, and so I just put that in here because I thought it was cool. And then this is just like an easy sketch I did. Praying mantis egg nest. And then I did the glowworm. Which is really interesting. The bug is right there.
Mm-hmm. And it looks
But,
like
yeah.
you wrote more about it from our insect book.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
so
Well, I think we'll end there.